Aloha and shalom. We're live for the first quarter activation, August 2023. I'm just going to go ahead and start setting up. And just wait for everybody to tune in. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. So we had the new moon activation last week, new beginning, and we're 1 week in now. So we're gonna see where we're at now that we're 1 week into this 4-week cycle. Just gonna go ahead and shuffle while everyone's tuning in. As usual, I'm tuning in from Sedona, Arizona, USA. Where in the world are you? Let me know in the comments. So when you shuffle the deck, it's like you are kind of shuffling the pieces of yourself, okay? Because each card represents a different aspect of self. So you're just saying hello to them all. You're waking them all up when you touch them, when you shuffle them. And so there's no right or wrong way to do it. You just have to feel it and tune in. And it's if you're doing it right, you'll know, because you'll be feeling it within your own being. You'll be feeling it affecting your mind and your physical body. And if you really tune in, you'll feel it affecting your subtle bodies. So you should feel like you are waking up all the parts of yourself, all the parts of your brain, all the neural pathways, and preparing to light up new ones. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the Hebrew letters. It looks like this for those of you who haven't seen them before, just a little peek into the deck. And the Hebrew alphabet basically works the same way. You can do this with many ancient languages. It's just the language of symbolism. Everything represents something, which ultimately they all represent the same one thing. So just shuffling them, feeling the energy of the group as everyone's tuning in. If you have somebody you want to invite into the live portal, you can invite them now before we begin. Otherwise, feel free to share this video at the end. It will also be on YouTube and Instagram, Rebecca Magic, so that you can share it with those not on Facebook. Maybe you have a favorite group you want to share this video with now. Maybe somebody who could use an uplifting message or some guidance, or just somebody who you'd like to have at your side activating this portal. Okay, so everybody present here in this portal, coming together to receive this message, and we give thanks in advance for it. We give thanks in advance for the message that's about to come through. That means thank me, thank you, thank we, thank one. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Starting with the challenge and gift, which is also the focus for the week. And something that has prepared us for this moment, but we can now move forward from. And then we'll pull the Hebrew letter of the week, the ally of the week. Sometimes you just feel like, no, And the thing is, you have to go with that flow of your intuition and wherever your mind goes, because when you're in that part of your mind, when you're channeling or connecting to this higher frequency, you need to honor where your mind goes. It's not it might not look like a particularly rational travel where your mind goes, but you have to trust it and absolutely follow it. Otherwise, you are not able to connect to such a fine frequency. It requires that fluidity and that openness to be able to really anchor into that frequency, to actually stay there long enough to pull anything in. Little pro tarot tip. Okay, going in. Grateful for this message about to come through. The challenge and gift. Starting off heavy. So it's the 10 of Wands, and Wands is the suit of fire and spirit. 9s are endings, but 10s are endings and new beginnings. So it looks like it's time to have a new beginning, right? Initiate a new lesson on the spiritual path, particularly. It's time to be open to a new vision of self. Be open to a fresh lesson. You may be coming to a point right now where you feel tired of the same old thing. You feel tired of the same old story. It's time for new inspiration. And when you remember that it's not just okay to find this new inspiration and let go, it's actually necessary for your growth, for your happiness, which is our one happiness, then you're more easily able to let go and start fresh, put it down. But we have to come to that point of exhaustion sometimes, right? It's like, and some of us are harsh with ourselves when we get to this point. We feel disgusted with ourselves, right? But instead of feeling disgusted, and instead of being so harsh, which does nothing, we can just laugh. Or we can say, oh, well, I feel now the readiness to put this down. And it doesn't require logic. It doesn't require you to go, oh, well, it has been about 8 months and 8 months and 3 days and 2 hours, 7 seconds. You know, like some people really like keep account of how long they're carrying whatever it is they're carrying, right? It's like the burden becomes everything. It becomes your whole life. It just consumes you, right? I just picture like somebody in a jail cell, like tallying days, right? You don't need to know how long you've been carrying the thing. You don't need to continue to dissect the thing because you've already been doing that for long enough. You can just accept that it's time, period. You don't need to give yourself some excuse as to why you should keep carrying it. Watch when you might do that. Watch for that. Be aware of your thoughts and notice where you might make excuses for yourself. So, your ego makes excuses so that you hold on to the thing. Watch for that. And one way to be able to really decipher what is false from what is true is to watch those thoughts. You'll know they're excuses when they are things that only apply to the laws of time and space. Truth is eternal. So if you're reminding yourself of truths, of universal truths, you won't be speaking in terms of time and space. You'll be going deeper. You'll be simplifying. You'll be thinking on and embodying and therefore actualizing the light of actual truth instead. Okay, so you're either making excuses or you're ready for the next stage. What are your thoughts as vibrations? Because everything is a vibration. What are your thoughts as vibrations, as frequencies telling the universe? What signals are you giving off with those frequencies of your mind, of your thoughts, your words, right? Even more concrete now. What vibrations are you creating with your words, and what are they telling the universe? And your actions, your physical being, the expression of your senses, what signals are you giving the universe? That you're ready to put the thing down? That you're ready to move forward? That you're ready for a fresh lesson? That you're ready to love yourself? That you're ready to breathe? That you've grieved for long enough? Or do you need more time to carry that thing? Because remember, it doesn't matter. Whatever amount of time you think you need, you're thinking that for a reason, because nothing is outside of divine order. So even your thoughts of needing time are validated in that way when you think from that higher perspective, from a more expanded perspective, right? So go with what you feel, go with what you know to be true for you. If you need more time to carry the burden for whatever reason, you do need to go deeper into that experience, and there may be gold there, and you know that, so don't judge that, and don't let other people judge that about you either, because if they are, it's only a statement about themselves anyway. So if you know that you need time and somebody tries to do all that spiritual bypassy, you know, time isn't real, that's not the point. We know time isn't real, but what we also know is a feeling in our gut that we must go with that's telling us, I need more time, which really translates to, I need more experience to gain more wisdom. I don't want to cheat myself, right? It's like a video game where you go back and you get more coins that you didn't get the first time. It's like this, so trust yourself. There are layers, okay? So it's not just what's on the surface. So don't try to go tell anybody else what they should do with their process, okay? But focus on yourself. Are you ready to let go or not? Be honest with that. Be honest with that, but really at least tune into your thoughts, words, and behaviors. What is the message you're giving to the universe? Be clear, know what the message is that you want to be giving, and then give it, whether that's I need more time or I'm ready to move forward. But know what it is. Are you still needing to go deeper into this ending, or are you ready for the beginning? At least know yourself. Be clear. And then align your thoughts, words, and actions with this clarity and with this choice. And so long as you do that, you are whole and you are perfect no matter what side you're on. We are all experiencing the same archetype in one way or another. How you choose to experience it is up to you. That's free will. However, we all must align with our will. We must align our thoughts, words, and actions with our own will. Otherwise, we are split. And this is the great cause of separation, which is the cause of everything else that is just causing our planet to be in the distress that it's in. We're divided inside of ourselves. So first we have to get right and align with our own will and our own truth. And may that truth be aligned with the one truth. So then the process of alignment with our will becomes one and simultaneous with the process of aligning with divine will, which is to bring heaven to earth. So again, doesn't matter where you're at with the 10 of Wands, whether you're at the ending or the beginning, but be honest with yourself and align your thoughts, words, and behaviors with that intention. And where we are coming from, what has helped bring us to this moment is fate, it's destiny. This is the Temperance card, also known as the Alchemist. Okay, so what has brought us to this point of carrying this burden, whether you're ready to set it down or whether you're ready to finally deal with it, feel it, what has brought us to this powerful moment on the path? It has to do with our purpose unfolding. Divine order has brought us to this exact moment. We have been on our path, so whatever is at our feet right now is a part of that path. It's a part of our purpose. It's a part of our learning and our growth. Okay, so another thing that this card represents, right, looking at the number 14, going from 14 to 15, remember the tarot is a sequence, so we go from death, 13, temperance, 14, to the devil, 15. After death, you write the next chapter, and then the devil represents all the lessons that come with that, right? So this is at the point of writing that next chapter. So what we're experiencing right now, this challenge and gift with the 10 of Wands, is a result of the chapter that we've previously written. We wrote the next chapter here. We are experiencing the pain, the suffering, but also the joy and all the feelings on both ends of the whole spectrum, all the feelings that come with the lessons that were inevitable with the story that we wrote for ourselves. That's what we're experiencing right now. All of those feelings and all of the inspirations that came of either pain or joy, it doesn't matter. Just all of the inspirations, all the stuff that we're carrying in our soul based on our recent experiences. It's all a result of the last chapter we wrote. So we will be here again. We die and are born again and again. And we'll have to write the next chapter. We'll have to keep going. That's the thing to remember, is that we're always writing the next chapter, okay? 14 is also connected to, in the Hebrew alphabet, 14 is connected to a hieroglyphic symbol of a seed. Okay, so you plant the seed, and then the fruit, the blueprint for the fruit is written in the seed, right? So that's also another way to look at the Temperance card. It's connected to also the Hebrew letter Nun. So if anybody wants to look that up, you can just look up Hebrew letter N-U-N, okay, the 14th letter of the alphabet. So you're planting seeds, and then the thing comes, right? And so we planted that seed, and so what is here now is a result of that. But we have to keep planting seeds. We have to keep going. We have to keep growing. We're going to tell another story and another story and another story. We're writing the story. So while we're in this experience, in the thick of it, don't forget that you wrote this, and don't forget that you're writing the whole script. You are actually eternal. You're writing every script within the grand script. That's what you are part of, is that source, that light. And so as that ultimate illustrator of your life, ultimate creator of what's going on in your life, right? Of course, within the confines of law and absolute truth, right? We're within that field. So within that field, the creative power you hold, how are you holding it? How are you expressing it? How are you using it? Are you losing yourself in the heaviness of it all? Whether it's joy, grief, anger, pain, sadness, thrill, adrenaline, all of these experiences that our soul is going through as we move through these lessons in these chapters of our lives that we write. Are you losing yourself? Are you thinking you're just a player in a game? Or can you maintain remembrance of who you are beyond the veil, and beyond that veil, and beyond all the veils? Okay, so we need to revisit, just remember where we came from. Remember that, however you want to see that archetype, you can envision it in any way you'd like. Imagination is key. So how can you imagine that archetype within you, Temperance within you, this angel of temperance who's always writing the script for the next chapter? And for example, going beyond just this idea of like writing a story, this is an operation that happens naturally within us. So it's not something that requires any effort, right? Temperance represents a law that's always expressing itself through us. And what that looks like in a more effortless way is we go through these experiences, and as we're going through them, they shape us and bring us to a new level of balance. And then that new level of balance projects the next set of lessons that are going to come as a natural result and reflection of those previous lessons. There's a cycle, there's a season for everything, there's a sequence, right? Just like the tarot is a wheel. And so you don't have to really try to write the story. This is how we write it naturally, is we have our lessons. Those lessons bring us to a new level of balance. That level of balance unlocks a code, right? It's like singing a song, a frequency out to the universe that reflects back to it a new set of lessons, which then bring initiations. So that's how we're writing the next part of the script, you understand? Okay, so we're going back to remember that role within us, within ourselves. Okay, this is an archetype actually within everything. It's one of the building blocks of creation. It's a law that's always operating behind all things. So let's revisit that part of ourselves that resonates with this archetype as that rebalancer, the one who's calling in the next chapter, and then come back to earth, back into this body, and go, oh, now I remember why I'm carrying all this. Makes so much sense now. Oh my God, okay, I get it. Okay, I remember. Then you come back a little lighter, on the ancient, what's it called? The Brotherhood of Light deck, you'll see, I really love the Temperance card in that deck if anybody wants to check it out. You can just Google Temperance or the Alchemist in the Brotherhood of Light deck. He's got little wings on his feet, and it's showing how, there's this very, it's like we're in the astral realm when we're creating that story. There's this place that we have to go to beyond the physical to remember, right? So you want to bring that lightness back here with you, but come fully into the body, right? Like fully uniting that lightness with the groundedness of the physical body. So then you come back in and you can say, I'm still remaining light. I'm still going to rise above in consciousness while remaining in the body, fully rooted to the earth. And I'm going to remember why I'm carrying all this stuff. And when I connect those two worlds, it makes it a lot easier to move through this, to, like we were saying earlier, move through whatever grief we have to, face whatever is left there with confidence and trust that we see the light at the end of the tunnel. You also regain your sense of immortality. You break free from the confines of time and space, your little box. It makes whatever you're carrying literally weightless, because remember, it's not even you who's carrying it. See, there are countless benefits to when you revisit this aspect of self and then come back fully into the body, carrying that archetype in the forefront of your awareness. All of this healing happens. Okay, let's get to the ally. I knew this ally was coming up, and I mentioned it a little bit briefly a moment ago. So this is the Hebrew letter Mem, which is the 13th letter, which comes right before the 14th letter, which is Nun. Mem comes right before Nun. So the Mem, the Hebrew letter Mem, is connected to the death card, aka transformation. It's also the Hebrew letter that is connected to the element of water. So the hieroglyphic symbol as well for Mem is water. Okay, so much we can get from water. Always what a teacher, right? Going straight to the elements is where like all the realizations are, right? Because everything is made of the elements, and Mem happens to be one of the 4 letters representing one of the 4 elements. So right there, it's like, of course, this water is always our ally and our teacher, right? Like water, oh my God, right? Yeah. But how does it pertain to this exact message, right? There's even water in the middle there. Well, so many things. From a simple way of seeing things, water as our ally, Mem as our ally, might say, hey, pour a cup of water over that hot head, boy. Just calm it down now, right? Because 10 of wands, that's a lot of heat, right? That means it could be really heavy, right? If you're carrying the fire, because we can carry fire in a way that's transformative or in a way that sometimes can burn, right? So it's like, dude, pour the water on that. Right? Like metaphorically speaking, when you feel like you're heating up, like pour some water on it, like do a cold plunge, jump in the creek, cold shower, throw some water on your face, whatever. I recently was looking into face ice baths, just your face, right? Because your face represents your whole body. So that's in a simple way, right? But how else can it connect? Right away, I'm seeing a moment ago, we were talking about, bridging the worlds, and you can see a lot of examples that here with the 2 cups representing the masculine and the feminine, and the balance with the water there, 1 foot on land, 1 foot in water. It's again reminding us to keep 1 foot in the ethereal. Okay, also to be grounded within our emotions, which water represents, is another reflection of maintaining that balance. So water says, remember me, remember who you really are, right? Like we're mostly made of water. So it's saying, remember this primary elemental situation so that you may make all of your creations or manifestations come to life with greater ease by remembering me, water. I am the primary element to call upon. Because you're mostly made of that. The planet is mostly made of that. So work with all the elements and know the order in which to work with them. Know who to call upon and when. Right now, water is telling us a big message. It's saying, stay grounded in the ethereal. Bring your spirit into your body fully. And how it's related to the death card, transformation, rebirth. Right now, we have the opportunity to be reborn. When we remember this aspect of ourselves, it's always creating the next stage. You remember maybe lifetimes, maybe all of a sudden your remembrance that you even have been here before is all of a sudden activated, right? So as you visit this archetype, 14, which comes right after death, transformation, the rewriting, you may have deep remembrances. The more you activate it, you will have deep remembrances of your eternal nature, which means remembering your birthright to immortal existence. It may mean remembering lifetimes, may mean remembering your last life. It means empowerment. It means letting go of playing small. It means thinking beyond yourself to the collective. It means a heart of compassion, right? Embodying compassion. It means maybe considering the next 7 generations, because when you start to think of that aspect of yourself, right, that eternal nature, that eternal light that you are, you start thinking bigger. You start thinking beyond yourself to the bigger, greater self, which also is eternal, and you think of those next generations to come. And so your decisions and your choices then tend to vibrate at a higher frequency, reflecting compassion, which is the all virtuous light of the one. Creation is compassion, which contains all the other virtues, right? So you start to resonate with the frequency of the Most High. Because you start to think beyond yourself when you start to understand and remember your eternal nature. You blast off, you just burst wide open. Okay, so the mem is all about rebirth and water, reminding us of our eternal nature, reminding us of our graceful flowing nature. Our ability to always be reborn, and just remembering all of the roles within that we are this matter, but we're also the spirit. We have the pen in hand, right, writing the script, and we're living it. Over and over and over as one. So I really love the numbers here, because we have a 10, we have a 14, and we have a 13. And just the numbers and looking at the Roman numerals all together creates really beautiful magic, really beautiful geometry. So let's just look at them all together. The challenge and gift right now. We are becoming self-aware, and as we remember this part of our nature, this one who's writing the script effortlessly within every one of our cells, writing the next script as we move through the previous chapter, we can start to catch up with ourselves and understand what's really going on, and we can start to look at our situation from new eyes, from a higher perspective, a little more detached, a little more light, and we can say, oh, okay, I see how I'm at the end and a potential new beginning here. I either need to feel more fully into the end here from this higher perspective now, to actually authentically close it up, or wow, I recognize how much I've done and I'm definitely ready to progress. Either way, I'm figuring it out and I'm aligning with my own truth, and I'm being intentional with my thoughts, words, and actions to make sure that they are a reflection of what I really want to experience right now. And I'm going to remember water, that I'm primarily made of water, and start with that element whenever I'm working with the elements in my magical practice. I'm also aware that I'm constantly being reborn, the I that is the one collective I and all of the parts within it. And I'm going to remember through that my immortal nature, and I'm going to make higher decisions that affect not only me, but the one and the generations to come. I recognize, affirm, and accept the honor and responsibility of my power as one with the creative, eternally creating force. And I responsibly take on that role now, again with that great perspective, coming back into my big feelings in this small life, in this body, moving forward now with grace and ease and higher awareness, fully here, ready to take on what's in front of me, but fully here, soul embodied, higher mission at the forefront of awareness. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here for this activation. Feel free to share how it's coming up for you in your life. We have a private group on Facebook called the Archetypal Alliance, which is also the name of my first book. So we could share more personally about how you feel this activation is relating to your life, or maybe you want to ask questions from the collective who's present here right now. So join us there, or you could also join my private group called Shabbat Crew, and we post there every Friday night the current Kabbalistic explanation of the current Torah story. I don't know where my spam folder is on Facebook. That sort of disappeared. So I may be going through another weird period of not receiving messages. So if you're trying to reach me, please send me an email to info@royalpathtarot.com. My website is royalpathtarot.com. Totally easy to find me. And also if you're wanting my books, book 1 or 2 on the major arcanum or the minor arcanum with my personal secrets, they can be shipped directly from me to you. Just shoot me an email. I am doing readings, one-on-one readings, video or over the phone. So reach out if you'd like that. I can do recorded readings as well. And if you enjoyed this activation, please consider writing a review. Just go to facebook.com/royalpathtarot and leave a star review. Or if you don't know how to do all that, just send me one to my email, info@royalpathtarot.com. I love reading your reviews. And also, one last thing, I'm so grateful for everyone's donations. Thank you so much for giving back. I have been offering this activation for I don't even know how many years now. We do it every single week. So thank you for coming every week. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for inviting friends and family and for making this into what it has come to, so beautiful, this community. And again, for your donations. Some of you have been donating every week. You know who you are. I'm blown away. Thank you so much. And for all the love in the comments. Love you guys. So good to be with you. Aww. I'll see you guys next week for the full moon activation. Gosh, it just goes so fast. Aloha.